Hi everybody. If you were with me last month, we made these adorable accordion fold sketchbooks. If you've come to this class and you haven't yet made your accordion fold journal, just click the link and you'll be directed to last month's class where you can then take an hour or so, make this fun accordion fold journal, and then join us back here. Now, on my accordion fold journal, I did not bother to sew or tape up these extra pieces because I think it's really fun that you can use the accordion folder like this, and then the next day when you want to paint, you just open it up horizontally and you can keep going that way. And I have never actually done that before, and I think it's going to be a fun way of using this journal out in the world. But because, like many artists, I hate making the first mark on a fresh journal, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an abstract watercolor background on the entire page. And then we're going to look at the dried watercolor and find ways to doodle and find things to draw in it so that we don't have to make something up from scratch. We can just respond to what's on the paper and train our eye in seeing and have just a lot of fun with just intuitive play with our sketchbooks. So let's get started. Here's my sketchbook. I have some watercolor sets. Some of these are some new Daniel Smith watercolors that I love, just started playing with. And some of these are some very old Winsor Newton watercolors, circa like the 70s. I stole them from my husband. He had bought them in college and then they've just been sitting around. So some of these colors might have some toxic metals in them, like real cadmium and things like that. But they do, well, one, they're free. And two, I just want to use them up rather than throw them away or something like that. So these CAD colors might be a little more intense than what you can buy on the market today. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to unfold this journal, and it's not going to lay flat, but that's okay. And we are going to give this just a loose watercolor wash and then figure out what we want to do. Now, if you've been to my blog, you know that I am a huge Payne's Gray, Quinn Gold girl. But I just got some new Daniel Smith colors, and I've got this lunar blue and aquamarine blue that are just gorgeous. So I think what I want to do is I want to create a study in gray, and it's going to be a mix of these blues, maybe some Quinn Gold, maybe some yellow ochre, maybe even some burnt sienna and some cad yellow, to see if we can't get some fun reticulation with the newer synthetic colors with the older pigment colors. But I want to make kind of a neutral background that's going to be very amorphic so that it'll make cool shapes that I can then respond to. So the first thing I want to do is maybe just water down some of these watercolors here. I got some aquamarine up here. I got lunar blue. I'm not even sure what these dark colors are. I think there's black, Payne's Gray, and Viridian. That could be fun, a little green. And I'm gonna do these cad yellows. I got burnt umber, burnt sienna, and Quinn Gold, and this is the lunar blue over here, I'm pretty darn sure. I really should label my colors, but I'm just not that kind of artist that is I just use whatever color I feel. Oh, maybe some magenta to just add a shock of color. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll save that for the second pass. While those are hydrating, I'm just gonna take my mop brush here and just kind of not very organized, just add some water to the pages. And I think because it's already bent, things are gonna flow and move around really cool. So I'm just gonna wet it down, maybe a little extra in areas. I don't mind getting fun like cauliflower effects, especially on something like this, because then it gives you something cool to actually respond to. You get some cool lines. All right. So I've got just this fun little travel brush. It's got a very like soft bristle that I really like. So I'm just gonna start with some aquamarine because that's really dramatic. And we're just gonna let the colors flow and make cool shapes and feather. Honestly, this is like my favorite thing about watercolor. This is the one thing that I can't seem to accomplish with gouache. I don't know what the difference is. They're both water medium. Maybe I just need to play more with my gouache. I just got a set in December, so it's all very new to me. And then let's make some ochre come through. My plan is that these are going to mingle together and just become very, more like a gray and less like all these colors mixed together. We'll see if it works. The nice thing about this project is that you can take it and make what you want with it. You don't have to follow my direction. I think the secret is just getting over that blank page and creating something that you're going to have a response to. Where's my lunar blue? Let's do some of that. Ooh, oh, this isn't lunar blue. This is a cool new purple color, which I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. It is Daniel Smith's, it is the Nicholas Lopez collection. And maybe let's get some yellow in there to mix with that purple. You can see these CAD colors are so intense. If you've ever done one of those blind sort of abstract exercises where you take a big piece of paper and you create one giant painting after you've taped off. Okay, now I'm gonna just mix it around a little because I really want it to be just these weird gray colors. I think I need some more blues. Let's do a little Payne's gray. Oh, that's Viridian. What's this color? That's Viridian too. A lot of Viridians. Oh, here's some black. Oh, here's my Payne's gray. Like I said, maybe I should actually label these things one of these days. So my hope is that there will be some cool reticulation and it'll give me something interesting to work with right off the bat. So before I dry this, I'm just going to lift some of this color out. So I have some light sections. Squeezing out my brush a little bit. I have some light sections, so I have something to respond to. I think what I need is some negative space. It's also a nice way to kind of pick up and this gives the reticulation if it happens. I'm very new to like really trying to use that. What I don't want are these like big muddy sections kind of right there. So I'm gonna pick up some of that. So I'm using, what am I using here? I've got a Princeton round Neptune brush, number 16. I like this. That's kind of cool. All right. I'm already starting to see things that are going to be cool. So we can pull out like any shapes we see that we think could be interesting. I mean, the one thing I've really learned over the years is you gotta let your watercolor dry before you make any final decisions about anything. And the way you can just kind of sculpt the paint, it's really, really fun. It reminds me of doing reductive charcoal. All right, I think I want a little more darkness, maybe some purple right here. Whoops, that's too much water. Let me get a smaller brush. And just drop some dark color in now. And a little more purple here. I don't want to necessarily change what I've already got. I just want to enhance. So I'm going to try not to change color so much. But like when I see something that I just want a little more emphasis, I think that'll be fun. That's where I got the green. This is gonna be really bright. We'll see. Oof. It's shocking bright. Gotta put a little more green somewhere else, or else it's not gonna be very cohesive. Maybe we'll tone that down with a little quinacridone gold. Kind of feels a little better with that. Just makes it really brilliant. I do love my quin gold. Oh my gosh, I have a problem. I mean, just look at how pretty that is. And then maybe, where's that lunar blue? Where are you? He's right here. This lunar blue is interesting. It's a little bit like Payne's gray, just a little more blue, but very grayed down in a way. I'm very excited about this new color, and I can't wait to see what I can do with it. Kind of looks like little geodes. It's very cool. I'm gonna go grab a hairdryer really quickly and dry this, and give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, I've dried my paper, and I'm bringing two more elements into the mix here. I've got this Tombow brush pen, which isn't really a brush, it's just a soft kind of nib. And then I've got a Staedtler pigment liner, 0.5. This one, I'm pretty sure, is waterproof. This one will bleed with water, so it can do some really fun things. Let's take a look at our dried piece here. I had to move it to dry it because my cord didn't reach far enough. But here I've got the dried piece, and I love things like this and like this. I kind of wish I had more of them, but it doesn't matter. So this is just your underpainting now, so that you have something fun to work with. And so now when we fold this back up, we can sit here. Oops, that's the blank side. See, you have two opportunities to do this. So now we can start, or if I want this to be the front, we've got all these great opportunities to do some really fun things. I love this. So this is a book I made a couple of years ago. One side I did an ink wash, and then just did a really limited color of this orange crayon I had and some black liner, and just looked for things and just created without thinking too hard about it, and just let it unfold, and it was really fun. So I've got this city scene here. I've got kind of this crazy underwater scene. I love my little pufferfish guy. And then Looks like an airplane going through some kind of storm with some birds. You know, just not overthinking, just doing something crazy. Then the other side, I did a watercolor treatment and made, I think it's actually this direction, and just made this underwater scene, basically. So just I just painted some random colors and then just took each panel sort of piece by piece to create this thematic kind of underwater grotto look. So that's what we're going to do right now. So what I'll do is I will just pick a page. You know, you can pick one that inspires you, or you can, I mean, this is sort of fun. It's almost like a little fish. Maybe I've been inspired. This could be interesting. Could go this way too. Let's start here. Now, I don't really know what it looks like, so it might, ooh, I kind of like it vertical. This is cool. And so if I don't see something right away, the first thing I might do is just take a small brush and some water and look at things to enhance. Like right here, could use something. So I don't know, maybe a little burnt sienna. You know, kind of drop some water in there. Kind of fill in some shapes that you see. Really what I'm thinking about right now is just how can I enhance the line that already exists. And you don't have to draw a scene. It can completely be just an abstract, fun project. I am all for that. And then blend it into the ochre. Like I said, I'm not really worried about getting any kind of weird cauliflower type issues as I bring my water in with the paint. I mean, I actually think that's kind of cool, to tell you the truth. I'm sure there might be watercolorists out there who scream when they see that, but I think it's cool. Let's get this a little darker. So you can see like things are already starting to take shape a little bit. Kind of bring in the more color, it kind of helps. Let it bleed a little together. One of my struggles is that I like a lot of intensity, and sometimes I forget to leave some negative space. So I have to watch that. Where's that? that's pretty cool. Maybe just a little more green. I feel like I need a little green here just to give her a little cohesion. Not too much. That's nice. Maybe just as much in here. What's nice is it just doesn't matter what you do, because it's going to be fine, because it's just fun. All right, let's dry this and we'll continue on. All right, we tried it again. It's getting a little wonky, but don't worry about it. When you're done with this, you can press your book again and make it flat. So now let's use the Tombow. And let's just take a look at this. Let's see. I love finding things in the book. Like this looks like a little seal pup or something. This looks kind of like a dog or, I don't know, some kind of horse maybe. So you can decide if you want to go with finding actual items or if you just want to start drawing. So I'm going to, since he's so cute, I'm just going to make this little seal pup. So I'm just going to outline him to make him a little more permanent looking. A little eye here, a little nose. And then maybe this is, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. We're just gonna. If you don't know what to do, just start outlining things. And as you start, things are going to appear. You know, connect different shapes together if you want. Sometimes just outlining little circles, little holes in the paint can do some fun stuff. I love it when we've got these edges. So I'm going to just make that edge really an edge. I don't know what's going to be yet, but we'll just make it happen. I don't know why I tend to go underwater with these things. Perhaps it's because of the shapes. You know, it just feels very fluid. Everything starts to look like kelp after a while. I kind of want him to have a little friend up here. Oh my gosh, I see a little fishy. And then we'll just give him a little, I don't know, where does this, a little note. Do fish have noses? I guess they kind of do. A little eyeball. And then maybe he's got a little another friend here, a little eel or something. Turtle, looks like almost. Yeah, we can extend it out here. It can be a turtle. You know, just little stories start to emerge. And before you know it, you've got a whole little fun drawing that you never even knew you were going to draw. sure what that's going to be. This looks like another little turtle. Like swimming really fast, trying to keep up. Or maybe it's just some kind of weird turtle bird. I don't know. And then this could be a little fishy right here or something. So all of a sudden I've got a whole little underwater friend scene happening here. Not really loving this. But let's just darken it maybe. And we'll make it into something so that it makes sense to be outlined. A big chunk of pigment in there. So I could just fiddle with this for days, and I might. It's really fun to just come back in and keep adding some things here and there. That's kind of cool. I like how that kind of blends but doesn't blend. Let's add some. Is this the Viridian? Yeah, let's add some Viridian to this turtle. And maybe bring in some of that yellow as well. That's pretty. So have fun, be playful, and we can share what we've done on the Patreon. All right, I'm going to let this dry and do the other pages. And I hope you had a great time. I hope that it loosened you up and that you created something unexpected. I'd love to see your artwork. So if you've done this class, just drop a photo down in the chat below.